Hey everybody, it's Betsey Bishop and Jacqueline Strominger.
Hi.
We're in Las Vegas for the Big Deal Leadership Experience for 2019. All the top leaders in the company are flying in tomorrow for some great training and sharing of all of our ideas. We'll get to see all the jewelry in the Style Lounge from Spring Summer catalog. It'll be a ton of fun. So today is day 3 of our Back to Basics series for January 2019, and tonight I want to talk a little bit about the host coaching checklist. Host coaching is probably the biggest miss in all of party plan direct selling today, because we can book all the parties we want, but if we don't help that hostess learn how to invite her guests effectively and efficiently, we are going to have low parties in attendance and in sales and in bookings, in potential team members. We're going to have hostesses who are unhappy because they won't get their free jewelry, and hostesses who might not want to do it again because let's face it, it feels like a personal failure for them if only a few people show up. We can rectify all of that with effective host coaching. And so think about it. Conversely, when we can get 8 to 10 women in a room, which is actually a good solid number for a party. And I don't want you to be scared of the parties with 3 and 4 people, or they're scared of the parties of 15 or 16. But the fact is, when you can get 8 or 10 women in a room, it's a pretty manageable number. And that usually will give the hostess an $800 to $1,000 party for the most part, because our national average per guest is about $100 in sales. So you can kind of run the numbers for yourself. The key too is that if your goal really is to build a business, not just have a hobby, it will help you get more bookings. Your hostess will want to book again because she'll get so much free jewelry. And she will learn how to trust you and your judgment because you've shown her how to use good host coaching techniques. So we have a really great new tool called the Host Coaching Checklist. And our mantra these days is all about simple, duplicatable systems, and one of the best ones that we now have is this host coaching checklist. What I want you to do is go to resources and to downloads and scroll about halfway down the page, and you'll find the host coaching checklist. Print off a blank copy of it so you always have a blank ready, and then for each party that you have booked, go ahead and print off a copy for that person. Fill in all the top information, the whole top of the page to outline the party, and start working through that with her so that you don't forget any of the steps. Focusing on that $1,000 party and each of the steps leading up to it can make all the difference. Another thing that's really critical is for those of you who are adding team members to your team, this is the most simple way to help them learn how to have effective parties. And you can use it with their launch party. What if you showed that brand new consultant, here's the new consultant checklist that you can use for your launch party. We're going to walk through it together so that you learn how to do this with you as the consultant and the hostess at the same time. And then help her learn to do that also with the next couple of hostesses that she's working with. So Jacqueline, any thoughts from you? Jacqueline has such high sales and so many great parties under her belt. I'm sure she's got some great ideas.
One thing about that I love about the host coaching checklist is actually on the lower right portion of it. It actually has the summary of the party, so you can track your sales, track your bookings, track the parties, and the sponsors and sponsor leads. And I think that's a great way for us to look and be able to track and be accountable to ourselves, and so that we can learn for the next party. So this is like one of the areas that I just love. And when we're also, so that's sort of like number one. Number two is if you're using that and you print off, let's say you have 5 or 6 parties for the month, or even 4, you can carry those with you. And so if you have a moment when you're sitting at pickup, or if you're sitting at basketball practice or something like that, you might be able to just pull out those sheets, because if you just keep them in a nice little binder or a folder, you can sort of check off the box and make sure that you're like kind of going through the steps with your parties for each month. So it's a really, really handy tool to have and to kind of keep with you.
That's great. I wouldn't have thought of those things. The key is this. It doesn't take a whole lot more effort and energy to do something as systematic as this as it is to basically ignore the hostess entirely. But the outcome is so different for you, for the hostess, and also for your new team members that you're teaching how to use this. You know, this is the single biggest thing that we can do to help our team members have a successful business. And it's the biggest thing that we can do as well to help ourselves every single month to make sure that we have great parties every time we go out the door. Jacqueline has another thought.
I do. So one thing I just want to make sure that just came to my mind is that if you have not yet used this, don't be afraid or don't despair, because some of our best parties happen within a week, so they're called wow parties. So if you have not, quote unquote, gone through the sheet or done the host coaching as much yet and you have a party in a week, don't worry, take it out and start using it. So
You can catch up.
yeah, exactly, you can catch up, so not to worry.
Right, great point. So you don't have to use it just on the ones that you're booking as of right now. Use it on the ones that you're working on even today for the rest of the month that you've already booked. All right, have a great night, ladies. I hope you enjoyed this. And thanks, Jacqueline.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye.